So Donald Trump has once again turned the coal mining industry into a piece of WWE theater, and his followers absolutely love him for this. One of the hardest parts about combating Trump every day is that he turns everything into a photo op. He turns everything into a piece of WWE theater, and to MAGA, that looks like results to them. They're not going to get any results out of the things that he's saying other than bad results, other than they're going to lose everything. But that won't matter because as long as he entertains them, they will be happy with it. When we expose a story like this here on the channel, they're only going to get more angry with us, but that's okay because I want to always continue to expose Trump for the fraud that he truly is. This next story, especially being from where I'm from, this next story offends me, and the fact that it doesn't offend more people in my part of the world just shows how that the Kool-Aid truly has taken hold. This story here comes to us from MidasNews.com. It was by J.D. Wolf. The White House coal miner is actually a supervisor for a company that recently laid off 165 employees. So yeah, I can't pronounce this dude's name. We'll call him Zachary. Wore a red MAGA hat, safety gear, and praised Trump's tariffs. So at Trump's April 8th coal-themed White House event, a video circulated by the administration featured hard-hatted men in reflective clothing praising the president's new energy executive orders and tariffs. The White House described these individuals as real Americans, coal miners who welcomed the tariffs as job-saving measures. So here you can see the post. The White House posts this guy in this picture. President Trump signed major executive orders today surrounded by real Americans. And so right here they post this video of this dude. And then Trump also shared the video on his Truth Social account, using it to bolster his message that tariffs would protect American jobs. But one of the featured miners isn't a miner at all. And this won't matter to MAGA. They won't get upset about this. But this Zachary dude, who appears in the video to be wearing a red MAGA hard hat and a Core Natural Resources safety shirt with his name on it, is actually a supervisor, not a frontline coal miner. According to his LinkedIn profile and March 2024 Pittsburgh Business Times article, he serves as an assistant superintendent to Consol Energy, which merged with Arch Resources to form Core Natural Resources in January 2025. So his role places him in management overseeing operations, not performing the hazardous and physically demanding labor of coal mining. Despite this, the White House presented him as a miner and featured his testimonial video, quoting him as saying that Trump's tariffs would bring back jobs to America. That message is sharply at odds with Core's recent track record. In February, the company laid off 165 workers, including miners, in its Lear South mine in West Virginia. The layoffs prompted anger and frustration from workers who stated they were recently told their jobs were safe after a recent fire at the mines. Comments left on Core's Facebook page in response to the layoffs expressed dismay, with some questioning the company's leadership and direction. One person wrote this: "It's crazy how you play an essential role when you permanently lay off X amount of employees, totally unexpected, and absolutely nobody has a real reason as to why. Glad I'm jobless now, thanks." Another wrote, "You promised all those men their jobs were safe, brought back many to work, and then sent them home. Then called and fired hundreds the next day. You gave them absolutely no warning. You let some work night and day to put the fire out for you, then fired them. You fired people who had been with the company for 15 to 20 years. Now, some have suggested that the WARN Act, a federal law that requires a 60-day warning for mass firings, may have been violated by Zachary's company. A leading class action law firm is currently investigating and looking to represent the fired Core Natural Resources workers who may have been wrongfully terminated." So this guy's political role didn't end at the photo op. He also appeared on Steve Bannon's War Room podcast, no surprise, filmed from the White House, still dressed in his gear, promoting Trump's energy agenda. The contrast is striking. While coal miners are losing their jobs, a member of management is presented as their voice in a staged show of support for the president's policies. And folks, as I read this, being from where I'm from, none of this is shocking to me. It's all cosplay, and it has been for years. They've always found a way to dupe people into voting against their own interest. And this type of WWE theater is going to be very hard to combat because people will look at that and go, "See there, Trump's for the working man. See there, he brought the miners." Well, that was not a real frontline miner. That was someone who had laid off 165 people, but he was willing to dress up in the costume and cosplay. And that kind of stuff, being where I'm from, is truly offensive. So I'm going to play you a clip here from Trump, and I normally don't play clips of him on the channel, but I want to play this one because I want to show just how out of touch he is with people from my part of the world. Yet they will step back and cheer this. Before Donald Trump said this today, I had never heard anyone in Appalachia ever say any of this. But I want you to take a look at what he says. Yeah, coal miners just love their job. They all love it. Take a look at this.
First campaign where Hillary Clinton was about 4 states too early, and she was talking about how bad coal was and how that they were going to teach coal miners how to make widgets and gadgets and technology, which they didn't want to do. They want to mine. One thing I learned about the coal miners, that's what they want to do. You could give them a penthouse on Fifth Avenue and a different kind of a job, and they'd be unhappy. They want to mine coal. That's what they love to do. And she was going to put them in a high-tech industry where you make little cell phones and things. I don't know. Do you think he'd be good at that? I don't know. I wouldn't be. You don't want to be. And she was brutal about 3 weeks before, but then she had a problem. She went to West Virginia looking for votes, and that was a bad situation. You remember that? And there was a coal mine.
Folks, I grew up right in the heart of Appalachia. My grandparents was in coal mining. My dad drove a coal truck. I have never in my life heard anyone say that they loved it that much that they wouldn't take a penthouse and that they would just love to sit and dig coal. As a matter of fact, everybody either A, they stick around and dig it because it's the only thing they got, or B, they go somewhere else because nobody really wants to do it. The fact that he's sitting there talking about how much they love doing it shows just how out of touch he is. And the fact that people in Appalachia could roll with this dude and sit back and say, yeah, man, that's what we're about. No, that's never what we have been about ever. Until he said that, I had never heard anyone in this part of the world ever say anything remotely close to, boy, I love coal mining. Boy, I can't wait to do it. As a matter of fact, there's so many documentaries and so many books that I would recommend. You should watch Harlan County, USA for sure. There's also Blood on the Mountain, I think it's called. There's also the Battle of Blair Mountain book that I highly recommend on this subject. Folks, the people in this part of the world was absolutely treated like dirt and garbage by the coal industry for years. And it wasn't until Barack Obama came along, a black man, and suggested that we clean up our creeks and streams. That's when suddenly it all shifted and Obama declared war on coal. And guess what? Suddenly coal went from being the one thing that we never wanted to do and the one thing that we were tired of doing to it's our heritage. We're trying to preserve it. That's exactly what happened. And it was simply because Obama came along, him being a black man, and saying we need to clean this up. The funny thing is, everything that Obama said about cleaning up coal, you could go find hillbillies in Appalachia saying the same exact thing years ago. We need to clean this up. It's poisoning the creeks. It's poisoning the streams. We're all getting cancer. We're all dying. This is some bullshit. And that's what they preached for years. It wasn't until Obama came along that suddenly everyone got behind the coal industry. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, how it all shifted and everybody went. I mean, you had Harlan, Kentucky was referred to as Bloody Harlan for a reason. It's because they fought against the coal industry. And there is so many battles that happened and so many blood that was lost because the coal industry just absolutely raped and destroyed our part of the world. And then Obama comes along and suddenly he's declared war on my heritage. He's declared war on coal, and suddenly they love to do it. And now Donald Trump's sitting up there saying they love to do it. That's one thing he's learned about them. Well, you didn't talk to the right people. You didn't talk to the right people because the people I grew up with would have never said that. And the fact that they're rolling with that shows that their love and praise for him means more to them than common sense. But this WWE type of theater is always going to be, it's just always going to be out there, and there's nothing we can do about it except continue to combat it and point it out, because I do believe there are people sitting back watching that's going to see through it, and I believe it's important that we expose it, and we'll continue to do so here on the channel. Folks, I want to thank y'all so much because we have now went over 700,000 subscribers. We're at 706. We're on the road to 1 million. I do believe we can get there before the end of the year. We just put that plaque up last year for 100,000, and we're already over 700. So I truly appreciate y'all's support here on the channel. And I have a lot of people think that and say to me that they can't afford to subscribe. Actually, folks, hitting the subscribe button is free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. Now, we do have members members only content that you can sign up for and pay monthly, or we have Patreon, which is tagged in the description of this video. But the subscription button is free, and it doesn't cost anything. All it does is just let you know when I post videos. It keeps you tuned in, and you can stay ahead of things. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit it. It doesn't cost anything, and we'll get to 1 million. And I truly appreciate you. But we're always going to be calling out these fake stories. And when I see stories like this, they're always going to get me going, because I'm so tired of seeing people in my part of the world be played and used by these con men and billionaires. And to anyone out there, any troll who made it to the end of this video, I would love for you to tell me when that coal miners said they loved it and would rather do that than have a penthouse. Find me one coal miner that said that before Donald Trump uttered that garbage, and I will, yeah, that you won't find it. But go ahead and try all you want to.